Officials say Russia overnight, Ukrainian drone attacks have sparked fires at oil facilities in the country. Kyiv has recently stepped up its attacks on Russia. President Putin has acknowledged the strikes were causing fuel shortages. And CBS News has learned American-made technology is helping Ukraine strike Russia. For more on this, we're joined by CBS News international reporter Aidan Stretch, who continues his reporting out of Kyiv. Aidan, good to see you this morning. What role, then, is American tech playing in these Ukrainian strikes in Russia, and how effective have those strikes been?
Good morning, Errol. Well, the strikes themselves have been extremely effective, especially in and around Crimea. That's the southern Ukrainian peninsula occupied by Russia since 2014. And you've seen authorities there cut off gas sales to civilians, declare states of emergency. And there's a few reasons for why these strikes have been so effective recently. First and foremost is Ukrainian innovation and ingenuity. 95% of the weapons used in these strikes are Ukrainian-made. But Ukraine has also benefited from some foreign private companies that have sent drones and other technology in throughout the war, all reporting focused on an American defense firm called Shield AI. It manufactures a long-range reconnaissance drone known as the VBAT. And what Ukrainian naval drone operators told us is that it has really helped expand the range of their strikes into Russia. And that oftentimes when you're seeing, large plumes of smoke rising out of refineries around Moscow or trucks hit on highways, it's because the VBAT flew a surveillance flight and took some photos around those targets where the attack drones later landed.
It's incredible to see footage of that technology at work. And also, Aidan, this week we discussed heading into the NATO summit, President Trump being asked by Ukraine for Patriot defense missiles. And I understand now President Trump says the country will get at least a production license to help make them. Help us understand what that means and how helpful that may be for Kyiv.
Bear with me for a second here, because now we're getting into the weeds of some of how this technology works. But as you said, what we're talking about is Patriot air defense. They shoot American-made missile interceptors out of these systems to try and hit Russian ballistic missiles that are heading down towards Ukrainian cities. And there's been global shortages of these missile interceptors for months now. And so what Ukraine has asked for is the right to manufacture these interceptors on their own here in Ukraine. And President Trump said that he supports this and that he'll give Ukraine a license to do this. What experts have pointed out to me, and you'll no doubt see on media platforms everywhere, is that it will take a long time for countries to develop these specific types of technology on their own. Germany received a similar license, and it took them 3 years to develop a successful program. But the other thing that I'll point out is that pretty much every conversation I've had with Ukrainian officials over the last 6 months, the top priority has been receiving a license to manufacture these Patriots. And so I do think you also have to ask the question, why would they be asking for the right to do this if they didn't think that they could really develop a successful defense here against these missiles, which have been taking so many Ukrainian lives recently?
Important to know that they did get something they've been pushing for a long time. Aidan Stretch, live for us in Kyiv. Aidan, thank you very much.